Johnny Furphy has committed to Kansas. We did a video on Johnny Furphy a couple weeks ago. You can go back on the channel and watch that. I think we called him a secret superstar because we could tell he was kind of coming on the scene. We could tell he was going to play college somewhere. And from the tape we saw, we really liked it. Seemed like a really high upside guy. He ends up at Kansas, which is a great place to end up. One, because Kansas is a preseason top 3 team in the country. Two, because he might get real minutes on this team. Like the competition for him is guys who are expected to beat him out, but it's Nick Timberlake and potentially KJ Adams, and I guess we'll see Marco Jackson. Like, can he prove himself to be more important on the wing between the 2 and the 4 position to earn minutes? I think he potentially could. What do you make of this commitment? Does it swing? I think we know we like Furphy. Like, if you want to go back and watch our Furphy feels, you can watch the other video. But I'm more curious, like, does this addition to you change your outlook on Kansas? Do you elevate them in your preseason rankings or what they could be next season because they added Johnny Furphy?
Yeah, I think it elevates them in my preseason rankings. If I believe I was on record actually having Kansas as my number 1 team coming into the year, so I guess there's no way to really elevate it. But look, you get to this point of the season, you get to this point of the preseason, you got an open scholarship, and sometimes when you have these open scholarships towards this time of the year, you're just filling in guys. Not to use a Michigan State example, but like we didn't have open scholarships. We went out there and we got Carson Cooper. And like Carson Cooper wasn't a guy that was recruited by a lot of high majors or anything like that. That's not the case with Furphy. Like all the blue bloods wanted Furphy. And at this point, they were able to add him. And he doesn't do anything to hurt this team. Like he's not going to come in and be able to hurt this team. If he plays extremely well, like that'll be awesome for Kansas. If maybe he's not playing as well as you think he does, I don't think it hurts Kansas necessarily. So I think it's a really good ad. I really like him. The comp for me is Matthew Meyer, and like just basketball wise, I think he's a Matthew Meyer type player. But his ceiling could be a lot higher than that. I think he has the skills to be a better player than that. If you told me in like I don't know after this year or something like that, or maybe 2 years, that Furphy's like a first-round NBA draft pick, I would not be surprised. I think he could develop at that rate. And Bill Self has a good track record with like developing guys like that. Like Ochai, he did a great job developing. Jalen Wilson ended up being like a first-team All-American by the time he left, even though he's a pretty high recruit. Like Furphy could take that path.
Let me ask you this. Does Furphy, I think I know your answer after that comment, but does Furphy ever start at Kansas?
Yes.
But not this year, right? Like someday down the line, we think. Or do you think he starts this year at some point?
Hot take, if he's pretty good, like if he reaches his potential, I think, and like he shows some things, there's a world where he starts on this team.
I think there is too. I love the ad. Again, I have a lot of praise for Furphy that I've had since we talked about him 3 weeks ago. Where I think I differ from you is I don't see this as a super needle moving piece for Kansas, even though I love him, love his game. He's a great depth ad. Like having him in the rotation is awesome. It's better than some of their backup options right now. But to me, their season hinges on shooting. And do you buy Furphy's shot? Like, I think he can shoot, but I don't think he's like a step in and you feel like he can shoot 40% guy.
Yeah.
And that's not no disrespect to them or to him, but like when you build a team around Hunter Dickinson, I know this from experience as a Michigan fan, when you build a team around Hunter Dickinson and a point guard who doesn't like to shoot the ball and a 4 that can't shoot, you need guys that are more than just, oh, he can shoot a little bit. You need like, this guy's a sniper. No offense, but you need like a Grady Dick, or you need somebody. If he's not a lottery pick, fine, but you need somebody who's just a no-brainer make shots guy. And the only guy on this team on paper is Timberlake.
Yeah.
That's really scary to me because I don't buy Timberlake. And Kansas fans will probably yell at me for that and say they really like him. I just don't. I think he's going to struggle from what I've seen on
I
tape.
kind of buy DeJuan Harris being like just a respectable enough 3-point shooter.
I'm buying DeJuan Harris in general. I actually think by the end of this year, DeJuan Harris is the best player on this team, and he's the guy who might get like the all Big 12 accolades and stuff.
Are we talking like DeJuan Harris Cousy Award winner?
I think there's a chance. I really do, because I think he's going to approach this year much differently than he has when he played next to Ochai and Jalen. Like I think he's going to come in this year as like, oh, I need to score. And I actually think he can score. He just needs to totally rewire the way he is mentally on that. So, yeah, I'm buying Harris individually. I'm just not buying. I don't know. I don't want to say I'm not buying Kansas because I got them fourth in my preseason poll right now. But can I throw my hot take at you though?
Go ahead.
I have Kentucky ahead of Kansas now.
That's a scorching one.
I have Kentucky ahead of Kansas
Where did
because
you have Kentucky before? This goes back to your grading flips. Where do you have Kentucky before they got King's Von?
before they added Zvon Ivisic, I had Kentucky around 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not that, they add a player who can be extremely, okay. Yeah.
They added, I mean, I think Ivisic is going to be a one and done star. That's what I'm expecting from him. One of the most talented centers in college basketball is my prediction. If I'm wrong on that, then it's going to look crazy because their season completely falls apart if Ivisic isn't ready for that from day one. But if he's what I think he is, I'm buying Wagner and Edwards and Reeves. I've already said Reeves can be a 20 points a game guy. I'm really buying that team with a good center and Trey Mitchell alongside more than I am a team built around Hunter Dickinson. I'm sorry. The more I think about it, I had to go on the Heat Check. I shouldn't say had. I love going on it, but I was on the Heat Check podcast, and I had to explain why a team with Hunter Dickinson usually underachieves. And the more I started saying it out loud, I'm like, this is the team. Like Hunter Dickinson is the reason everybody has his team number one in the country cart. Have we not been through this twice already? Like, you don't see any world where the wheels just fall off for a team that's best player is supposed to be Hunter Dickinson at Kansas.
No, because of Bill Self.
I respect that. I love
Bill. He'll retire before he lets the wheels fall off.
You're right. I guess wheels fall off in Kansas terms. It's just like finished second in the Big 12.
Second in the Big 12. Still win the Big 12 tournament, but second in the regular season.
Yeah. I'm just saying more like, isn't there a world where this team pretty clearly isn't the best team in the country? Like, I feel like people are penciling them in as a no-brainer. It's Kansas. Hunter. Like, Hunter has imploded 2 straight years.
There's a lot. There is question. So there's a world. Like, Timberlake, I'm more in on him than you are. I think he's a crazy shooter, but at the same time, you gotta recognize, like, it's an up transfer. This isn't Townsend. I believe he went to before. Like, this isn't Townsend.
I just got shivers.
Sorry, I know that does. Year one of up transfers can be kind of scary sometimes.
Scary. Yeah, like I guess bring it back to Furphy. Love Johnny Furphy. It's a great ad. I think he has picked a great spot. I have no doubt at some point he's an impact player for Kansas. I hope it's this year because I like him as a player more than I like Nick Timberlake. I just am fearful that if he does have to take Timberlake's spot, I think that team does not have nearly enough shooting. And that scares me.
Yeah. See, but like, last thing on this. A lineup, and this is, with guys like Timberlake knocking down shots, a lineup of Dwan Harris, let's say Elmarco Jackson, Timberlake, Furphy at the 4, Dickinson at the 5. Like, if guys can knock down shots, I really like that lineup a lot.
Now I love that spin. If we're playing Furphy at the 4 instead of KJ Adams, love this.
Yes. KJ Adams off the bench. Yeah.
Okay, they're back. they're not 5th anymore. They're back up to 2 for me. Changed it. I'm in. Congratulations to Johnny Furphy. Congratulations to Kansas fans. You guys will be fun to watch all season long. And Hunter Dickinson, miss you, buddy.
Are we back in good graces with Kansas fans?
I don't think we can be until maybe. I don't. We need someone publicly to adopt us and endorse us from Kansas. That hasn't happened. All Kansas fans know about us is that Jalen Wilson hates us, Braden Turner hates us, and Hunter Dickinson has gone silent on us. We're going to talk about him either way. We'll see. Okay.